Let's get to real estate. Mr. Pederson, commercial real estate. We hear a lot of, and we're going to get to residential real estate in a second because that's obviously affected a lot of folks in a variety of ways. Don't hear as much about commercial real estate. I'm guessing you can tell quite a few stories.
Well, yes, I can tell quite a few stories, but I really affirm the idiot analogy that Mr. Barrett just referred to, because our industry is dependent upon jobs. Not only the number of jobs, but the quality of jobs. You know, our retailers, and I build shopping centers. We built about 30 shopping centers throughout Arizona. Our retailers are very sophisticated. They take a look at our trade areas. They examine our population. They examine the average household income, the number of kids in the family. And they can do a pretty good job of zeroing in on exactly what their sales are going to be in the first year of their operation. So we in the real estate business, I think Arizona's been too dependent upon real estate, and as a result we suffer disproportionately when the economy goes down. On the other hand, when the economy goes up, everybody's happy and we're spending money like fools, and the phone rings, and there are not too many challenges. But long term, we do have to diversify our economy. And again, in deference to our guest speaker, I would love to have half of the jobs in Silicon Valley and in Austin. And I think we can take those communities, in addition to the Golden Triangle of the Carolinas, perhaps Seattle, the corridor between Boston and New York, and take a lesson in terms of how we produce these well-paying jobs. And I think, again, it boils down to education. It boils down to infrastructure investment by both private and public entities. It involves secure and safe neighborhoods, and that's very important to my business. So I am concerned. I am concerned. I've noticed that, and I've been around for a long time. I'm a native Arizonan. But I've noticed in the halls of the state legislature and our municipalities and county governments that we don't have the business presence that we used to. We don't have that voice from the people that are out there trying to create jobs in an environment that's very hostile. Those of you that have been around for a long time remember the old charter government system and the Phoenix 40. You know, if government didn't adhere to what was good for business, and I would submit that what's good for business, the old General Motors saying, is good for everyone. And I think that because they are the jobs creator. But if our public authorities aren't doing what business wants, there has to be a price. And I think that's what the lack of representation by business has done in terms of meeting these common goals. I think we're all unified in terms of what the state needs. Anytime there's an education initiative on the ballot, we vote for it. Public-private partnerships shouldn't get the total black eye that it seems to have gotten over the past several years, because there are many opportunities where there's a clear example of how it benefits the public authority to participate with the private sector in terms of creating jobs or creating an opportunity. I think it's fairly simple. It's a fairly simple formula. We just have to follow through on it, and we do have to get involved. We do have to get involved with our public institutions. We do have to get involved with our schools, and I think most of us agree with that. We just have to have that strong, unified voice out there to make sure that the leaders in our public sector understand that.
Very quickly, what happened to that particular business presence? Where did it go?
Some of it has to do, Ted, with we don't have a lot of home office types of activities that we used to. You know, the bankers that we deal with, I mean, I can't think of one that has their home office presence in Phoenix or in Arizona. So we lose that executive structure that really powers the discussion in a lot of our public issue areas. And I think, you know, many business people don't understand how these decisions are made. In fact, they're intimidated by it. You know, in our business, we have you know, a lot of our competitors and a lot of our colleagues. Let's pick real estate. They use zoning attorneys because they don't know how City Hall works. They don't know how to talk to a planning commission or city council or the city staff. They think it's some alien world. So they have to hire a representative to do that for them. And I think if we take that job on ourselves in terms of communicating with the people, even though it's somewhat uncomfortable because we're not used to it, then I think we have to do that.